What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It's Kiryu, the Blind Warrior, and if you're reading the title, you're probably thinking, wait a minute, didn't he already make one of these videos? And if that's what you're thinking, then you're probably right. So, I'm re-recording this video because, well, I was holding the cards upside down and got confused with all the camera angles, so yeah, so might as well just re-record everything. And also, I just want to say, if you want to, see me play fighting games, just join my come follow me on Twitch. I'll be leaving the description below. Well, leaving the link in the description below. We're not editing any of this, but yeah. And also, make sure you like, subscribe, helps a lot, and leave a comment down below. Letting me know what kind of deck profile you guys want to see next. Digimon, Card 5 Vanguard, White Shores, anything, Final Fantasy even, or match videos, just let me know. Oops, I bumped the table. But yeah, let's get started on a deck profile. So, let's appreciate this playmat real quick. ReZero, Rem, Best Girl. Can't beat it. Okay, well, let's start with the eggs. So, we're playing 4 Demi Vmon. This guy has the inheritable when you attack with a Digimon with jamming. Just draw a card. Card advantage good, +1, always great. And you don't need a 5th egg, but I tend to like to have a 5th egg, so I just play the Puppetmon. Has the inheritable skill, if you attack and your opponent does not have a DG evolution source, draw 1. I think I just showed a wrong card there for a second in the first frame. But it's all good. And let's move to the main deck. And as always, I'm doing this deck profile from memory, so if I get something out of order, bear with me. Okay, so we will start off with the most important rookie of the deck, 4 Vmon. This guy, hard cast of 3, has jamming. That's the only thing he has. So what jamming means is when he swings into security, he's not going to die no matter how powerful the card that they check is. If it's Omnimon, this guy lives. He's so good. And I just want to say, oh yeah, by the way, this is, I think this is pretty much a budget deck for the most part. And I know some people out there be like, $100, $120, not budget at all. But like, I feel like if you want to be competitive, you have to spend at least some amount of money. So this deck, you could probably build it for under like $100. This particular list might be a little more expensive due to like 2 cards, but I'll show you guys a card that you guys can substitute for later for a cheaper option. But yeah, that's just Vmon. Next, we are just playing 4 of these Gabumons. So what this guy does is hard cast of 3 again. Just draw a card. You just play them, draw a card, +1. Pretty good. Draw cards all day. And then the last 6 rookies we play are not very eventful. We just play 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 vanillas. 4 Gomamon, because Gomamon's the best. And then we just play 4 Electmons. And that's it. So you could probably play more of these, but I feel like 6 is a sweet spot, especially if you're trying to play the memory choke game with your opponent. And then we'll move on to the champions. So we start with 4 Gorillamon. Nothing special here, just a 6k vanilla, 1 cost Digi-Evolution. That's all he's here for. There is a new champion from BT04 I believe it's a 3 hard cast of 3 and a Digi-Evolution of 1. But I think it's only 3k. And Gorillamon's a hard cast of 6, I believe. Yeah. But he's a 6k, so he can trade with blockers. That's why I prefer this guy. But maybe switching over to the other one is the play. And for our next card, this is the only new card we're playing from BT04, which is 3 Lobomon. So what this guy does is, he's pretty cool. He allows you to evolve on top of a blue tamer as if it was a rookie for a cost of 2. So this deck, you do play tamers because this deck just heavily relies on having 3 memories at all time. So at late game, this guy can sneak in an extra point of damage when, your opponent thinks you might not have any more attacks. So very good here, this guy. And the next card is also a great extension play, which is 3 XVmons. This guy allows you to be super aggressive with your the rookie Vmon we were looking at earlier. Because you can swing with Vmon and then Digivolve on top of one of our vanilla rookies or Goblimon usually. And what his effect is on Digivolving, you can unsuspend one of your level 4 lower Digimon. That could be himself. Usually you want to unsuspend Vmon to save Vmon, or just evolve this on top of Vmon, unsuspend it, and save it, so you have another level 4 to go into your champions next turn. And then for the last champion, we just play 2 copies of Grizzlymon, your generic blocker. We don't have a 1-cost blocker yet, so we still just run this. I only think 2 is perfect for the deck, because this is a very aggressive deck, so you don't want to have these. But against some grindier matchups, you might want these, especially against the Greeno TK matchup. Having a blocker can mean winning or losing that. So next we move on to the ultimates. The only green Digimon we're playing is 4 Dinobemon. This guy's pretty cool. In this, especially in this format where most decks have at least 2 blockers now. With the new starter decks, yellow, green. All of them have new 1-cost blockers. So what this guy is, he's a 7K, 3 cost to Digivolve. You can Digivolve on top of a blue Digimon, so that's pretty cool. And all he has is piercing and jamming. Again, jamming, he won't die to bigger Digimon insecurity, but piercing allows him to do damage even when he attacks the rest of Digimon and survives. So it's pretty cool. So he can beat over blockers. You can trade blockers for days. So he's cool. And then the next card is probably the most important level 5 we play in the deck. 4 copies of Imperialdramon. So all this guy has is jamming, but his inheritable is what's important. It allows you to unsuspend a Digimon with Imperialdramon in its name, which we'll take a look at that right now. And the namesake of the deck, Blue Imperialdramon, Dragon Mode. The only level 6 we're playing, the boss monster of this deck. So what he does is he's a nasty cost of 5 to Digivolve. So, but if you Digivolve on top of Imperialdramon or the Dinobemon, one of these guys, his reduction goes. His Digivolve goes down by 2, so he becomes 3, which is perfect. And he has jamming inheritably. And his ability is when you Digivolve him, you unsuspend all your Digimon with jamming, and that's including himself. So you can do multi-attacks. So for my Vanguard peeps out there, this is equivalent to like Aqua Force or some variant of Dragona Overlord. So, if you Vanguard peeps thinking playing Digimon, this is probably the deck for you. And yeah, he has jamming, pretty good. He won't die. And then for the last Mega, this is where probably it gets expensive. We play 2 copies of Omnimon, just a great extension to your plays, so you could swing with Imperialdramon twice and then just Digivolve into Omnimon here. His effect is when you Digivolve him, cost of 6 to Digivolve on a blue or a red card. You could delete one of your opponent's Digimon and all cards that share the same name with it. That is amazing. So just spot remove, the blue usually doesn't have. But yeah, and his other effect is when he attacks, you can return a level 6 Digimon from this card's Digisource to your hand every stand. So he's, again, another restander. And he's a 15k body, so he's pretty good. Pretty big. And then we move on to our option cards, which is, we play 2 Cocytus Breaths. Again, we just need some removals, some good defense. And this card activating the security is pretty good. So it's a 7 cost, and it lets you just return one of your opponent's Digimon back to their hand and trash all Digi evolution sources. It's not the best, but it's what we got. And then if you're playing blue, you always will be playing this next card, 4 Hammer Sparks. This card is ridiculous. It's just free memory. It ramps you. 0 cost, gain 1 memory. Security effect, gain 2 memory. So if you've been around since 1.0 format, you hate seeing this card in Blue Imperialdramon decks. But yeah, now we're playing in Blue Imperialdramon, so yeah. And then the last card we play is our 4 Tamers, which is 4 Davis. So what Davis does is, he's your generic memory tamer, gain 3 memory. And on play, you look at the top 3 cards of your deck, and you can add a green Digimon and a blue Digimon to your hand. And usually you only hit only 1 blue, because our only green Digimon in the deck is Digimon, so most of the time it's just you just go 1 for 1, but potentially you can +2, so that's why this card is safe. And this is why we play Lobomon. Lobomon can evolve on top of Davis. This is pretty cool. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the deck. Now I want to show you the card that you guys could use instead of Omnimon, and you guys don't want to spend money on him because I think he's still like 40 or 50 bucks right now. So instead of Omnimon, you can run this Puppetmon. This card is pretty cool. Yeah, you could just replace the Omnimon's 2 copies of this guy. Budget option. So what he does is he's 11 cost to play, and when you hard cast him, you choose one of your opponent's Digimon and rest it. And then all the rested Digimon cannot unsuspend during their next turn. So essentially he slows down your opponent and buys your turn. And on attack he gains 1 memory. Why I don't particularly like Puppetmon is because it seems like you have to go Puppetmon and then follow it up with another Puppetmon, or it doesn't really do much. Like, if you're losing already, 1 Puppetmon will not win you the game usually. You need to go Puppetmon to Puppetmon and still be able to apply pressure. Usually when I find out with this deck is that's never the case. But and upside is that you do play this over Omnimon, he is green, so you can grab him off of Davis. So that ups your green count, so potentially +1 every time you play Davis. And yeah, that's pretty much the deck profile. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. Again, like, thumbs up, subscribe, leave a comment below, let me know what you guys want to see. And again, I think this is a very powerful deck in the format right now, BT04. And if you are looking for a budget deck to get into the game, I recommend this. It's a great investment because it seems like every set this deck gets 1 or 2 new cards to play with, and it's a great long-term investment. And yeah, and with that, I'll see you guys in the next video.